episode 213 of Apartment Hacker. This is my Apartment Hacker. This is my mission to tease out human potential in the multifamily space. Do you remember the movie Crimson Tide? Gene Hackman, Denzel Washington, they were on a submarine out in the middle of the ocean, and they got engaged in a conflict. One scene in the movie, there is a fire that breaks out in the galley, and Denzel Washington is, I'm going to call him the second lieutenant to the captain, right? Or he's the first lieutenant to the captain, so he's the second guy in charge. I don't know what his true title is, but in the movie, there's a fire that breaks out in the galley, and Denzel Washington goes to take care of the fire, and there's a gentleman that actually passes away because of the fire, and it's chaos. And in the middle of that chaos, Gene Hackman calls a drill, a missions ready drill, or something along the lines of, hey, we're about to go to war, get the torpedoes in the tubes, let's go through this exercise. And there's mass confusion on the ship because the captain and Denzel Washington, the second in charge, weren't in alignment. They weren't in agreement. They weren't a united front. And Denzel Washington goes to Gene Hackman and he questions him right in front of some other sailors, and he says, hey, look, there was a fire in the galley. We should have taken care of that first. And Gene Hackman comes unglued after making the statement, hey, look, I happen to think it's the most appropriate time to run a drill, because war doesn't wait for the fire in the galley to get put out. Now, I lead in with that to say that in the multifamily space, right, you see the correlation here. The multifamily space, leasing and prospecting and answering the telephone and taking care of customers and residents and doing everything that you do at a property on a daily basis doesn't wait for the office to be quiet. It doesn't wait for the perfect moment to rip those things off. It doesn't wait. Business happens whether you want it to or not. Adversity strikes, fires happen, floods happen, all these things happen. And in the midst of all of that, you have to be staid in your character. You have to be stoic. You have to operate. You have to be unnerved. You have to be encouraged and motivating and inspiring. And that takes hard work and effort and focus. The only way you become good at that is that you practice in the midst of adversity. So to the extent that you have adversity on your property, the extent that you have chaotic things going on in your space, stop and realize that every moment in time is a complete education for yourself, so that when those real times of adversity, big fires, big floods, big Mother Nature events happen, you're ready and you're prepared. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon.